So now that we've created the site and also we have a user, um, so let's try and create some site users. So I am on the default site, and let me go to the site users. Here you would see there are three um, users that have come up, which belong to this site. So let me now go ahead and change the site to sales. And here you would not see any users because we have not created any site user for this particular site. Let's go and add it. Sales site user 01. Okay, let's create this. I'm gonna keep him interactive and let me make him site administrator and let him also publish. So there you go. So we have a sales site user 01 created and activated. So if I click over here right now, you would see that there is a new user that's got created, and he's a license level interactor, and he's the site admin. If you remember, when I had when we had seen the admin under the admin column for the administrator user, you had seen that it had system written under here. So, but over here for this user who is an admin user for the site, you would only see site written over here, and of course we have given him access to publish. Okay, so now let's log in as the site sales sites user. So you would notice that Tableau is not going to ask us what do you want to see or which site do you want to see, because this new user that we have created only belongs to the site sales. So you don't see this here drop down which says which site you want to flip to or something like that, because he is only over here and this is the username. Okay, so and you see that there's no matching views over here because all the Tableau default views that were published by Tableau during the installation were installed in the default site. So that's exactly why you don't see a site over here. You don't see any views in that site because there's nothing really. Okay, so let's log off and sign in as the administrator again. Just- Let me see. So let me go to the default. Go to admin. Okay, so I've created the site. I've created these things. What if I want to delete this site by for some reason? So how do I do it? So I can go ahead. Okay, let me just change the site. So I'm gonna delete this user first. So only an admin can actually delete a user, right? Only a site admin. So now let me go to the sites. And if I don't want this site, I can go ahead and delete it. So it's logged me out because that reason being I was logged in the sales site. Okay, since the site is gone. Okay, now we've logged in, and now you see that it doesn't for the administrator user also it does not give the drop down of the site which site you would want to log into or which site you would want to flip to. And also if you go to the admin and look at the sites, we would not see the defaults, I mean the sales site right now. Okay, so that's the maintenance part of the site. So you can create sites, you can add users to the sites, and then you can also delete the sites if in case it's not no more required. So we saw this, we saw how to create the user and then how to add the user to the site. And also we saw how to delete the site. So there might be various reasons why you might want to, or you might be asked to delete the site, because you might have a separate department for advertising, and then they might actually merge it with advertising and marketing or something like that, and then you might have to delete one of those sites and move all the things into a single place. So in such a scenario, you might want to delete it, or you might have some sites created for your testing purpose, where you put all your um, views and projects in the for that you use for testing, and then you can probably then go ahead and delete those when you don't require. Okay, so we saw this as well. So at the time of navigating between the sites, so if you are a member of multiple sites, then at server login you are prompted to choose a site. So yeah, so we saw that it's going to ask me if you wanna, if it was asking me if you wanna log into the default or the sales. And then once you log in, again, if you belong to multiple sites, you will see the site menu on the top where you can actually flip between the sites. So we saw that as well. And now there is something called the projects. So this is where actually the reports or the dashboards that is created in Tableau gets published. So you have a site, and then within the site there is something called a project. So you can actually create different projects. For example, now staying with the sales. So you might want to act, actually create different folders or different projects for sales of different products. You might have two different products, main products, product A and product B, and then you can actually have all the sales reports that you're generating for product A into a project called sales of product A. And there might be another project which is like sales of product B, and then you can have all the other reports going into that project. So this will actually help you organize your reports into in a folders, so that you don't really have too many things within a single folder. So you have now different projects. You know exactly what you're looking for, and then you can go into that project and then look for the report, and then it'll all be on in a nicely organized manner. Excuse me. So let's go back to the server here and click on projects. Yep. So now you only see there's a default project and there's a Tableau sample projects. That's where you would see most of the things um, that are that. Okay. So this, when you click on the content over here, all the dashboards and the reports that you see over here are actually published in this project called Tableau samples, right? So you have 6 workbooks and you have 34 views, which means each workbook might be having multiple sheets, right? Okay, let's go back to admin, back to projects. Let's add a project. Let me call it sports sales. Okay, so considering my company manufactures sports goods and then probably health products, different types of health products, so health and lifestyle products. So you have a sales um, section. So I just create this, and then I can give any description if I want to. Uh, contains stage report, sales dashboards for sports. I add this project. So now you see there's a new project that's got created called the sports sales. And then again, who is the publisher for this? It's the admin, because the admin is the one who created it. And then we do not have any workbooks in it as of now. And then it was created 0 minutes ago. Okay. So now if we go to contents as well, you would see these three projects here. It would say three, but the workbooks and the views counts have not changed because we have not really published anything into the project. Okay. So now we have created the user, we have created the site, we saw how to create a site, and then we also created a project. So now let's go ahead and then publish one of the dashboards that we had created using the Tableau desktop onto the server. This is the dashboard that we created, the sales dashboard, a very simple dashboard. Um, and how do we, and last time, when we went through with the creation of the dashboard and we came over here and then we said, this is where uh, you need to go to publish your work to the to the work server, So how do we do it? So let me just show you. You can actually go and either just sign in, or you can say publish workbook directly. So just say publish workbook, and this is what you need to give here. Since this is my server is on the local host, which is on the same system, I'm giving server as http// localhost. So if you have your system and you have the server installed on a different server, and you know the name of the server or the IP of the server, you need to give that. And then the user is admin over here because we have an administrator account with username admin, and we need to publish using an admin or a user that has got the access or permission to publish onto the server. So we had seen earlier that the administrator has the permission to publish reports onto the server. Let me sign in now. Okay, it's signing in. And what you see now is actually this is where you actually say which project you want to publish this to. So we have three different projects. One is a default, one is a sports sales that I created, and there is a Tableau samples, which was already available. So let me now use the sports sales. Okay, and then one thing you would want to always remember is that all the sheets that are available would be coming over here as views to share. So I can actually only keep the dashboard as views to share and then just remove these two sheets. Sales by product category, sales by order priority and state. These two are my sheets which I have put together and created this dashboard. So I would actually want to just go ahead and share just the dashboard. Okay, so now we have this, and then you can name it something. So I'm gonna name it sales. Let it be sales, now the default name. And then you have these users. So generally we have this all users, so I'm going to assign it to these users, which is like the all user group, a Tableau all user group, and then within which you have these different users, the Tableau user, software user, which is the default, and then this is what we created, and this is the other um, admin account which we created, the initial admin account that we created. Okay, so let's now I'll show something else. So if you want to add any more users, this is how you go and do. So you might have a separate user which is not a part of this all user group. Those will be appearing over here. So just select them, and then this is something that we need to understand. So I'm going to run through this very briefly now, and then probably we can discuss this in as we go ahead and discuss about the permissions and access that can be assigned to a particular user. Okay, so let's do this. Let's keep it as viewer or interactor. I mean, let's just say cancel over here, and let's go ahead and publish. So you see here, it shows that I have logged in as administrator. Okay, so it has got published onto the server, and it's giving me a preview. So I can actually open it in a new browser window. Okay, so this is where it is. We just click on this again. Okay, now you see the dashboard that we created has been published onto the server. Okay, so it is simple. It's not much of a it's not a great task, So all you have to do is use your Tableau desktop, log into the server that you want to publish it to, use the admin user ID to log in, and then select the uh, project that you want this to be published in, and then go ahead and publish. So if you want to add new users, more users, for example, there's going to be new user getting added onto the server, and then next time when you publish, if you want even that user to be added to this report, you can just select that user when you're publishing it, so that the user also gets onto this report, and then he also has access to the new user. Okay, so now what we've seen is that we've published this report over here. Okay, so let's go back. So this is the report. This is we have not really incorporated any uh, filters or interactions over here. No actions or filters. So it's just a dashboard. Which is showing me the sales by state and then sales by product category. Okay, so let's go back now. So this is taking me back to the workbooks. And now if you see the workbook count is increased, and also the project, if I go into the project, you will see that the sports sales has got one workbook here, right? And the views has gone up to 35. Okay, so let's go in here. So now once you publish it to a particular project, and so probably you might have published it to a wrong project by mistake, or probably you have a certain process set up wherein you publish it to a particular project for the first time, and then do some checks on it, and then move it to the real project where it belongs. So you can do that. I mean, whatever the reason be, you will, if there is a need for you to actually move one of these objects into another project from this project, it's pretty simple. So you can just select here the checkbox, and then you have all these actions that get highlighted. So just go and click on this move, and it brings up the list of all the projects that we have on the server in the site. And for now it's just one site. Yep. So now I'm going to say, okay, move this from the sports sales. That's where we are now. So move it default, right? So if I go to default, if I go to projects, and if I go to default, you see that now my workbook has got moved from sales to the default project, right? Okay, so this is how you would move it. And then if in case you think that, okay, now this is not right, I mean, there's something wrong with this, I don't want this to be available for the users right now, so, and we need to republish it when it's ready, so you can say, okay, let's just go ahead and delete this. And what it's saying is this will also delete one contained view. A view is nothing but a sheet, a dashboard in this case. So you are deleting the workbook, right? So say yes, then now there's nothing available, so you don't have that workbook anymore. So this is how you would actually publish a workbook or a report, a Tableau dashboard or a workbook onto the server, into a particular project, or move it from one project to the other. And if you want, or if the need be, you can go ahead and delete the project. Sorry, delete the workbook, just as we did now. And also, yeah, I mean, I have deleted the workbook, and probably I don't need this project either. Something something that I created, and I've done what I wanted to do with it, and I no more want the project. So I can just come to admin section here, admin page, and then save projects. Just select the sports sales that I created and say delete. Okay. So if we had any workbooks lying under that, and then some views under the workbooks lying, so it would actually give us the count saying, okay, this is also going to delete these many workbooks and these many views. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. For now, there's nothing underneath this. So there you go. So we've deleted the project as well. So Tableau actually server allows you to create a site, delete a site, create users, delete users, and create projects, delete projects, and all that maintenance. It's fairly simple on this. So this is what we saw here. So we moved we moved a workbook from one project to another, and then we again went ahead and deleted the project. So again, just a piece of information that only an administrator can delete a project. Yeah, of course, because only an administrator can actually go to the admin page and then select the project to be deleted.